r/ask Reddit. What's a very common thing that you just cannot relate to? Why people are so interested in the personal lives of celebrities. This. My girlfriend's mom was watching Entertainment Tonight during our time there during Christmas and was way too into it. Like, oh my god, are they really getting divorced? As if she knows them. So many people seem to just be active all the time. All weekend they're here then they're there. Everywhere. Doing shit. Makes me tired just watching. Can't relatively like downtime. Homebody stuff. Throw a nap or two in. Some afternoon tea on the couch. Edit really appreciate the silver, gold and platinum. My guess is you can relate to my notion above. It feels good to see all the affirmation about this state of being because frankly, it gets frowned on by many, but I don't care anymore. I have to be happy and charge my batteries my way. Peace to all of you fellow believers. Homebodies unite. At home over the internet. Mandatory edit. Wow. Thanks for the silver stranger. And now one of the highest voted comments I have is about being a modern hermit. Preach. Whenever I get the obligatory question, so what are you doing this weekend? My standard answer is hopefully nothing lol. I cannot for the life of me understand why people want to fill their entire weekend doing stuff when you've spent all week working being at school. And then whoosh, what do you know? It's Monday again. I've never broken a bone. Maybe because I drink milk all the time. Edit. Just broke my right wrist. I'm right-handed. Yeah, it sucks a lot. r/never broke a bone. The strong boned subreddit. Putting your life up for the world to see on Facebook or Instagram. And complaining about FB's nefarious data handling on FB. Nah, it's fine. I posted a status saying they aren't allowed to. Traumatic puberty. Apparently it's popular enough for a show like Big Mouth to exist, but my puberty was pretty alright. No spontaneous coming in my pants. Never ducked inanimate objects. Never felt uncomfortable in my own body. None of that. Never felt uncomfortable in my own body. Cries and ugly. Cries and fat. Friends and family getting into intense, heated arguments at the dinner table on special occasions, like birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, etc. Ruining the moment for everyone. My family is really never like this. We're judgmental pricks, but we judge people after the duck-in parties over cause then there won't be consequences to our words and the people we talk shit about don't know that we just talked shit. That's how a family event is supposed to go down. You just described my family perfectly. When we're together we're either being real friendly with each other or talking shit about people not there. Then right when everybody leaves we're talking shit about each other. Credit card debt. I hear seemingly rational people talk about maintaining massive levels of credit card debt, like it's normal. I could never live like that. All it takes is one mistake. I never would live like that. I realized that in order to buy a house, I had to have credit. I worked at that for a couple years. Had several credit lines at various places, all constantly paid off, while focusing on my career so I can be paid enough to buy a house. Near perfect credit score. I was driving down the road about 6 months ago and an uninsured driver hit me. Now I've got debt that it's gonna take a while to pay off. One of my cards was maxed, $2,000, and one other half balance, $500. It doesn't sound like much, and it's gone down a little, but it's all I can focus on. I end up so stressed thinking about money because I have to make payments on it, pay interest. I plan on having it paid off by April. Can't believe it's taken me this long. I'm sure $2,500 sounds like nothing compared to school loans and stuff, but it's the most debt I've ever been in. Student loans don't come with a 15% interest rate, yet. Shit adds up quick, my friend. Don't kick yourself for it. Sleepovers. Parents thought it was gay, and I was never allowed to do it. Sounds like at least one of your parents did some very gay things at a sleepover at least once. No, actually, my mother went to a sleepover once, and her friend's pants and underwear were completely removed. So, by that logic, I can't go to sleepovers. The trope that being married being a joyless, soul-sucking burden, just barely tolerated by two people who just stew at being leashed to each other and blame any and everything on their spouse. That's poor communication skills and questionable life choices, not a marriage. and not particularly funny to watch or grow up under either. Ditto this and the hiding stuff from the wife-husband jokes, the dumb husband jokes, and the old ball and chain shit. If you don't like each other and aren't honest with each other, you shouldn't be married. Period. My husband is genuinely my best friend and I enjoy everything so much more when I share it with him. The only thing I hide from husband is food if I want to eat any of it. I have to buy 2 of most things because he'll scarf the whole package in a day and I don't get any. Edit. Thanks for the silver, stranger. Waking up feeling refreshed. I recently found out that this is a thing most people experience. I need a good 3-4 hours to feel awake and even then I don't really feel perky until around 10 PM. No matter how many or few hours of sleep I get. Edit. Holy duck. Just came back from a party. It's 2:30 AM and I'm finally awake. To 300 plus comments. Loads of upvotes. And gold. A few things to clarify. I'm female. 40. Physically fit, active, and don't have any symptoms of sleep apnea. I've recently had my thyroid checked as well as a general blood workup and everything is normal. I don't smoke pot, rarely drink, and don't have caffeine afternoon anymore. I have been this way as long as I can remember, even as a teenager. Going to bed at a reasonable hour was almost impossible, and waking up was the worst. Talking to my mom. Sounds like my dad was exactly the same. Same sort of odd 30-32 hour sleep cycle with crazy late nights and shitty mornings. Left to my own devices I cycle round to a normal waking time for a day or two and then blow past it again. Yes, I should get a referral to a sleep specialist, if it is DSPD. It sounds like there aren't many treatments, just schedule modifications I can request of my employer, without getting into details. This shouldn't be a problem. Thanks for all the kind words. It's nice to hear I'm not alone. Edit 2. At my age I've been this way since before the internet was a thing. I don't blame the dreaded blue light. Edit 3. The best sleep is between 5 AM and noon. Today I slept till 2 and it was glorious. Once I'm asleep, I'm good. Getting there before 3 AM is nearly impossible. I've slept through earthquakes. No problem. Might be low blood iron. I've started taking iron pills every day and it's starting to work. Even if you don't have low blood iron, the pills might give you a placebo effect. Edit. Note to placebo effect. Take placebos for that, and talk to your doctor about iron. I actually think I have DSPD but I haven't spoken to my doctor about it yet. Found out about it via Reddit, so that's basically the same as a doctor, right? Peer pressure to do drugs. I was never pressured to drink, smoke, or do anything. It was offered to me every time and nobody gave a shit if I said no. Weed is expensive. So is alcohol. Nobody is interested in wasting it by passing it along to someone who doesn't want it. I remember a cool girl in my high school once invited me to go on a smoke break with her. So I went, and when we got to the corner she stopped and took out her pack of cigs, turned to me and asked if I smoked. I was all ready to deal with the dreaded peer pressure to tell her no, but she just said good. Never start. It's a terrible habit. She's cool alright. People having good memory like goddamn mine's terrible. Edit. Thanks a ton for the silver internet stranger. For me it's names. Hi, I'm Bob. Nice to meet you Bob. What did you say your name was again? Bob Vance. Vance Refrigeration. Taking selfies. I'm simply too shy or embarrassed to do so. I'm too fat and ugly to do it. My only redeeming quality is I can make fun of myself and now you've stolen my thunder. Cheating culture, you know, all the funny memes from Twitter about having multiple significant others, lamenting about being cheated on, etc. I just don't get it. I have never cheated and never have been cheated on, to my knowledge. I literally don't relate to those memes. Seriously, who the duck are these people who just, like, stumble into random sex all the time? OMG, I had a conversation like this with my managers who were big into cheating culture, and their belief was cheating was bound to happen in a relationship. But if relationship can overlook that then it's strong. And I'm like, if someone cheats on me that pose is out. I don't do second chances. High school being the best years of someone's life. Graduated, went for a movie the day they gave us our diplomas and never looked back. My high school years were hell. I didn't even go to my graduation ceremony. Being able to snap your fingers. I never learned how. Nice try, Thanos. You know that guy has to have badass superhuman strength when he managed to snap his fingers while wearing a giant metal gauntlet. I can't snap my fingers when wearing latex gloves. Having the ability to close your eyes and picture something. I just cannot do it. Edit. Holy shit, went to sleep with a couple of upvotes, didn't expect this to blow up. Thanks for all the comments and karma. Edit 2. People are asking for an Ask Me Anything, so here it is. Will be easier to answer all your questions. There's a word for this, aphantasia. It can be a good thing because people who can't visualize tend to have way less anxiety and are less likely to become addicts. Ha, never knew that. Do you know why there's a lower risk of anxiety and addiction? Enjoying clubbing, waiting in lines for an eternity, possibly getting turned away at the door for whatever dumb reason, paying crazy prices for alcohol, having to literally yell in people's ears in order for them to hear you because the music is deafening, etc. Also, I can't dance, but that's more my fault than the clubs. James, Ted, you awkward flat-footed bastard. Get your dancing shoes on cause we're going clubbing. Ted, no thanks. I'd rather take a club to the head. James, really? I know a guy who'd pay good money for that. Coincidentally, it's one of the guys I go clubbing with, so why don't I give him a call? And Ted, I'm not going clubbing with you. James, give me one good reason why not. Ted, you already gave me 3. I'm awkward, flat-footed, and I don't have dancing shoes. Actually, wait, make that 4. I don't want to meet your shady back alley dumpster friend. James, counter-arguments. Flavio is a really nice guy. You don't need curvy feet to swing with us. By dancing shoes I mean warm steel-toed boots. And we'll fix your awkwardness with alcohol like we always do. Ted, alcohol's expensive. James, we'll drink beforehand. Flavio brews his own absinthe. Ted, it's loud and impossible to hear. James, it might be loud while you're in the process of clubbing, but there's a beautiful serenity to that post-clubbing calm. Imagine it. You've been clubbing for hours. You're tired and wet and a little sticky even. Then, you stop and just take in the chaos of your surroundings. You breathe in that crisp midnight air and ponder the mortality of our existence. That's what we do it for. Ted, James. Seriously, I'm not going. Also, I'm pretty sure most people just do it to get laid. James, I'll admit, there is an element of sexual thrill, but it's not the only reason I club, though I'm pretty sure it's the only reason Flavio does. It can be a little uncomfortable to watch sometimes. Ted, well, I'm not really interested in pondering my own mortality, and there's 0 chance I'll get laid, so I'm not coming. James, what if I told you I invited Jen and told her you would be there? Ted, are you serious? James, yep. Ted, what the hell, man? Why would you say that? What did she say? James, I dunno. I just sent the text. Haven't heard back yet. Ted, damn it, James. Fine. If she expects me to be there I'll go, but I'm not dancing and you're buying all my James. Oh wait. Here, she just responded. Ted, what did she say? James, oh wow. Yep, I guess Jen's not a fan of clubbing either. Ted, really? That's great. Maybe we can just go to a bar and bond over James. Damn, she's super judgy, isn't she? Listen to this. James, for the last time. I'm not clubbing seals with you two psychos. Delete my number. Oh man. That last line cracked me up. James always comes in with a twist in the end, doesn't he? Never learned how to whistle. I've tried so hard to, I just can't. Broken bones, never so much as sprained an ankle. Same. R/never broke a bone. Dating and sleeping with more than one person at a time. I can't even date more than 0 at a time. Actually having people I am interested in like me back. Welcome to the club. I thought we discussed we didn't like clubbing. Shopping. Shopping is a chore for me. I don't find enjoyment in going out and buying clothes for myself all the time. Buying shit for the sake of having something new or better. I'm not saying that I don't like having nice stuff. I do. But so much of what our economy foists on us seems either unnecessary or just incrementally better than what came before, but exponentially more expensive. It all just feels like a really expensive exploitative, and wasteful trap designed to play on our inherent greed, and I don't want to be part of that. I'm with you on this one. I'll buy a new phone when my old phone dies, not every time a new phone comes out. People that don't care what other people think. Wish I was like that. It gets easier if you firmly believe everyone around you is stupid. People's close relationship with their mothers. My parents split when I was young and we were never very close. On the same note, the tragedy of losing your mother. Mine passed away when I was 21 and the most distressing part for me was I didn't know how to react. Other people break down but I just didn't feel that strongly. It was just news. My mom was a narcissist and treated me horribly, so when she was killed when I was 19, I wasn't as traumatized by the loss of her versus having my dad go to jail. He killed her. When everyone goes she loved you so much, it seems empty because of how she treated me. Still have no understanding when people talking about a mother's love. That's ducking intense. Damn. Being rude to your BF husband. Many times I'll hear co-worker/neighbors ask me why I say thank you/please when my BF makes kind gestures or when I ask him for help things. I get that he's supposed to do that for you, why thank him? He's your boyfriend. It really irks me how some women are just plain mean rude to a man and it seems like the norm. Expanding on that, this whole culture where being mean snarky is considered funny and standard. I blame all these shitty sitcoms and reality shows. Everyone wants to make life a reality show these days. Even our politics. Have people forgotten that saying nice things to others makes them happy? Slot machines. To think that you have a system or you know which machine is hot just seems dumb to me. It's such an obviously rigged game that it just feels like bye-bye money, but people swear they can beat the house. One better. Slot machine tournaments. My parents participated in them and I never quite understood their explanation of how the events work. I think my father won one once. So good on him. Is it just who can get the highest number from the random number generator? I know most tournaments or games have some degree of randomness, but there's also technique or strategy that can be applied to minimize the random effect. But I don't see that in pressing the spin button over and over. Nosebleeds. I've never gotten them. What are they like? As a frequent nosebleeder, had my nose cauterized 3 times now. They suck. It's like having a runny nose but you can't sniff to stop the liquid coming out. The taste of blood is awful. You have to sit and pinch your nose and that's boring. And if it's a bad one your hand starts to cramp from the pinching. If the bleed is high up in your nose it runs down the back of your throat no matter how far forward you lean. If you sniff too soon after it stops, you dislodge nice big blood clot you've created and then have to cough it out. If it's particularly bad, very high up so pinching doesn't help form a clot, you will spend time coughing up blood into a trash can, having blood come out your tear ducts, and have to go to an after hours clinic and have an 8cm long nose tampon. Yes, that's a thing. Shoved up there and left an overnight. As someone who has also never experienced a nosebleed, what in the actual duck? Edit. My first silver. And it's about nosebleeds. Hot damn. What a night. Thanks, stranger. Gory love scary movies but outright gore for extended periods of time is too much for me. Psychological thrillers are so much better. I'll take The Shining over the standard bloody slasher any day. Suggests a movie with a literal wave of blood crashing down a hall. Caring about random celebrities. Did you know, random person famous for acting just came out in support of controversial topic? No. And also their opinion means nothing on the subject because they are not an authority on climate change, employment, or really anything other than how to play X character on Y TV show. Also maybe dating random other celebrity they were seen walking out of a movie theater together. I truly couldn't be more indifferent. Ed Sheeran. His voice is okay but I cannot understand the hype. Every song sounds the same as he nervously hums along. Wanting to be pregnant. As a man I completely agree with that. As an adult, 27, I have concluded that my biggest fear in life is getting pregnant. Second is drowning, in case you wanted to know. The urge to find a partner, period. I don't just mean to settle down, but even casual dating doesn't interest me, and contrary to what everyone I speak with about this tends to insist, I'm not asexual. I enjoy sex and romance as much as the next person, but I simply don't feel like I need it. Every relationship I've had thus far in life has been of the we started as friends and now we're making out LOL loops variety, and that's cool, and I've thoroughly enjoyed those relationships, but the idea that I should be scrolling through apps or going out to bars trying to meet someone, no thank you. If I meet someone organically and fall for them and it's mutual, awesome. But otherwise, I'm not interested in searching for that. I'm perfectly content alone. A significant other may be a nice addition to my life, but such a relationship is certainly not something I feel I need in order to be complete. Edit. Obligatory. Row. Gold. Thanks. Random internet person. Edit. Part duh. I feel the need to make it clear that I don't look down on people who want to actively pursue romantic or sexual partnerships. It wasn't my intention at all to assert that my way is the right way. This comment is about me specifically and how I prefer to live my life, not a judgment of people who live their lives differently. I consider my lifestyle to be healthy and fulfilling. Other people would not be nearly as content living the way that I do, and that's fine. Different strokes, as they say. Spending money on coffee drinks every morning. Like, is it really worth the hassle of having to go to the store to get a drink? Also, the cost of a cup of Starbucks coffee every morning adds up. I am just too plain cheap to do that. Being happy most of the time and genuinely believing in yourself. I actually think this is less common than the alternative. Awakeness associated with coffee. I just feel tired after I drink coffee. Edit. Holy shit, that's a lot of upvotes. Thanks to everyone and let the possible ADHD patients and anti-coffee people unite. Yes, I gotta get it together. I need to wake up. Comma gets coffee. Oh great, now on top of my lack of alertness and mental clarity, I also feel like I could have a heart attack. Raising kids. My friends with young twins invited us over to hang out last night. It was a good time and their kids are great, but man do they manage to make a lot of noise, make huge mess and require a lot of attention. It's fun and fascinating to play with them for a few hours, but having to deal with that 24/7 would be way too much for me to handle and I'd go nuts. We don't have kids. Never wanted any. A friend came over one time to a party and was one of the last ones to leave. He has 3 kids. He just sat on the couch and said, I don't want to leave. It's so quiet here. We were like, yup, that's the way we like it. Sports. Particularly football. I grew up in the South and went to a high school that treated football as a religion. It had one of the best football teams in the country. My family is obsessed with football. My friends love football. Everyone I know can have a conversation about football. I know Tim Tebow used to pray when he made a touchdown. I'm a 27-year-old, straight, American man and I don't even know the rules. I couldn't be less interested. It's pretty awkward when someone just strikes up a conversation about some player I never heard of as if I should know these things and I have to ask who they're talking about. Speaking normally. I've stuttered my whole life and it blows my mind that people can just, like, talk. Being unfaithful. FOMO. Fear of missing out. I like my own boring company and I'll regularly bail on a group hang if I'd rather sit in my pants, eat junk food, enjoy a drink and watch Netflix. No shame, no regrets. I used to be that way too, but looking back on it, I'm never gonna remember those same old nights sitting at home playing Xbox. I do that all the time. These days if I have the chance to hang out with friends, I will, because the worst case scenario I'm bored for one night. Best case scenario is we have a great time. Even if it's a 50-50 shot, the reward outweighs the risk. Divorce is trauma on the kids. When my parents split up, I was over the ducking moon. Couldn't wait to move out of dad's place, away from his authoritarian overbearingness, out of the country and into the suburbs, and actually begin my life. My sister was devastated and never quite recovered, but throughout the whole process, I was ducking stoked. Wanting to drink or do drugs. People actually wanting to leave home and socialize. Genuinely enjoying what you do for work. I hear about people that love their job, but I can't relate at all. There's a lot of bullshit I have to deal with at work. and if I felt like my work was doing some social good then I would probably be willing to put up with it, but that's not that likely in my line of work. I've considered going back to school to pick up some other line of work, but that's a lot of time and money and it's kind of scary thinking about not earning any money for that long. Edit. Man. This blew up. I should clarify that I don't hate my job. My pay and benefits are very good. My boss is awesome. My co-workers are mostly fine. And there's a lot of flexibility with time off. On paper I have the perfect job. And there's so many people that would love my position. I'm very grateful to be in the position I am currently because it allowed me to be 100% debt free so early in my life. At the end of the day, though, I still find it hard to get up in the morning to go to work. There's a lot of politics at my workplace, and when I go home after work, I don't feel satisfied with what I've done, even if I get praised for it at work. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.